Hi, so let's continue with implementation with Mongoose, and now this is the code which is for implementation. Let me show this part so you will see it. So this is the very simplest code. It actually will not work, so it will work, but it will not show this site. So the sample as an Mongo client before, you should remember this one connect, which but now it is using Mongoose. It connects to MongoDB parser, MongoDB, and then when there is a result, it shows the result, and you can use client to save it to database. So when you open this console, actually we could do this as so actually this is done by saving the data into when you open localhost, and it will create new cat name Zildijan and kitty save then console log meow. So it means that if you store this scheme at some place, okay, so this is the scheme. Well, this is the scheme. For example, you store this in one place, and every page will load all of this data. You will be sure that this data cannot be different from that. So, for example, let's restart it again. Let's change this. It is, and let's see how does it work. So it says meow. I have MongoDB Compass, which is special program to see immediately what is in MongoDB databases, because it's hard every time to open the console and write there MongoD and write output. So this is more easier. Okay, test cats. I open cats, and why it's not displaying it? Okay, and press F5. It says meow. Open the compass. Okay. Okay, sorry. So this works in another way than I expected. You should restart it to see. So it stores that Zildijan, and the Barsik, and all of them stored. So you can, let's remove them. Okay. Or we can do something like this. We can delete. Or we can delete. Also this button refresh. Okay, so let's delete it. So I will delete all of them. Okay, now now for example, as example before, we can, let's say in one part of code someone changed it to cat name because of some problems. So this is not a rare thing. People can do very different things that may seem strange for you, but it can be on big projects, because not no one in big projects know what is made by other people, because the code is very big and it's hard to understand what is going on. Okay, let's do this again. I refresh it. Now it says meow. Okay, and let's see the data. Refresh. Okay. Oh, I didn't restart, I think. So because of this, okay, not save this. So we have one barsik, and let's see. I didn't show an error. Okay. Oh, so Mongoose doesn't store data which is not in its scheme. So it prevents to store some extra data. So if you have basic, it will store, but if you don't have, it will not store. So why we didn't store? Because you called it cat name, so because of this it didn't store it. Mongoose has also many different points, like getting started, kitten. Okay, let me show. So actually, one moment is that you do not work with database, but you can work as objects. So you can even make it some function. For example, you can write kit is him methods pick. So you create some function for this class, and you can make some different applications. Like for example, you can say user calculate his total grade, like in last assignment. So it will be the same. And congratulations, it says now. So let's open schemas. So I will explain these topics, things like differently. So for example, you can use schema like this. You can say title string, outer string. So you know the string. So it must be string. If it's not string, it will also not save the data. Comments. So you can. This means that it will have comments. Each of them will have body and date. So this should be date, body date, and also date, which will have type, date, and etc. And also you can have inside of this object also some objects below. Create a model. Okay, IDs. You can say about IDs. By default, all MongoDB items they store IDs. Instance methods. So main principle that is that it is called object data model. What does it mean? In database, it has its own format, yes, but when you use some applications, you want to use it as classes, as objects of classes, and you want to create some object class, and then all items will be after this type of data. So the main thing that you are storing objects, you are storing data as objects, so you can work with them as an object. Okay, aliases and etc. Strict query, autocrete, buffer commands. Okay, let me find. So here is also an example how to work with this one. User scheme, user save. Okay. Const user scheme. So this is the object types. So you can also store the default value. You can say default no name as here. So we can say, for example, name is string. So you should change it. Name, and here you write type string and default no name. So it is also if it doesn't store some value, for example, you can say to store some value. And also they made the second thing, which is very important, it's validation. Validation is important because in most of applications we have which you should check the data, and for example we can say required. So if there is no name, you can say if there is no name, okay, and you say here required true. So what does it mean? It means that okay, Python required true means that it will not save cat without name. So for example, like before, as you remember, we made this cat name. So it said that but it was so I think there will be problem with this. Oh, okay. The problem is that we set default, but if we remove default, because they contradict to each other, okay, and it says validation cat error, cat validation failed name pass name is required. So it if you write this code, it will make an error. Why? Because it said that it is required, and the developer will think about it, and because it he will understand that there is a problem with the code, so that name, you cannot create object without name. So also for these purposes, I will send you the link for this tutorial, so you can learn by yourself. So there are like basics required: minimum, maximum, min length, max length, enum. So enum means that the data can be only one from the list. You can say, for example, it must be colors, not anything else. Match, etc. Also, also Mongoose adds special value, which is v. So for example, when you rewrite the data, it will increment it. So 0, for example, you change the name and it will become and we change the name, it will become 1. Also создание you can call the function save. What does it mean? Save means that it will store the data. So you created the data and it will store. Also you can use this method create, which is creates new object. So they are actually the same, because save also you can to save this new one. Also you can create means that you actually create new, but when you save, you are or updating the value or actually storing the value, or you are creating new. You can also use this find by ID, find one. This is also important when you want to search. So it is as same as in MongoDB, where you have these functions. So you can easily convert to this one. Deleting is used by removing. So in MongoDB you get collections and then write delete and write the address of this one. In here you take the object, for example this one, and make it remove. Where it is the remove, and you specify the filter values here. For example, if you want to delete one, you say find one and delete, and it will delete one object. Changing data, update menu, update, etc. And Express and Mongoose, this also have examples. So this is big examples, and you can use them